Welcome to Experience Provo, where we go behind the scenes of everything Provo, giving you VIP experiences you can't find anywhere else. If you're viewing this on a computer, be sure to use your mouse to click and drag the video to see everything. If you're viewing this on a smartphone or tablet, move the device around to help you feel fully immersed. During this experience, you'll always have a compass at your feet to help you stay oriented. Today, we'll be going behind the scenes here at the Provo City Cemetery, the 2022 Best in State recipients. We begin at the main entrance on the eastern side of the cemetery. These grounds are a legacy of people, a perpetual record of yesterday and a sanctuary of peace and quiet today. Our cemetery exists because every life is worth loving and remembering. The cemetery has a rich history going back to its establishment in 1853, which grows with every new monument. Each one of the approximately 33,000 burials tells a story, and the grounds provide a peaceful sanctuary where families can come to pay tribute to those who are gone. Pride and remembrance are carved into stone to pay warm tribute to the accomplishments and to the life, not death, of a loved one. We take pride in our work and hope that, as you see more during this virtual tour, you realize how much care we put into these sacred grounds. To operate the cemetery, we have 4 full-time employees, and during the summer we have up to 6 part-time employees. We are now just south of the main entrance. Here we find the Veterans Monument. At the center is a replica of the tomb of the unknown soldier. The tomb serves as a symbolic grave for soldiers whose remains have not been found or identified. Extending out from this tomb are stone slabs. The names of all veterans buried in the Provo City Cemetery are inscribed on these great monuments. Next to their names, you'll find information about what branch of military they served in, and if they served in any conflicts. The Veterans Monument is annually updated to reflect the information of our recently buried service members. In May, on Memorial Day, we have a special program to honor the men and women who died protecting our freedom in this country. The Memorial Day Veterans Program is organized in collaboration with the Provo Veterans Council and America's Freedom Festival. This is done to remember and honor those lost while bravely serving our nation. In December, in collaboration with the Daughters of the American Revolution, a wreath-laying ceremony takes place, where volunteers will place a wreath representing each military branch at our Veterans Monument. We've now moved several blocks to the west. This cemetery has several notable people here, one of which is in front of us. Here we have the grave of Philo T. Farnsworth, an inventor and television pioneer. This man is credited with the invention of the first all-electric television in 1927. In an interview with Elma Farnsworth, Philo's wife, she noted that after watching Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, Phil said, "This has made it all worth it." Before that, he wasn't too sure of the positive effects of his work. Other notable people buried in Provo City Cemetery include Dr. Carlisle Harmon, the inventor of disposable diapers; Edwin Kimball, whose rescue programs are credited for saving 9,000 World War II Navy pilots; Jesse Knight, a wealthy entrepreneur in Provo whose generosity matched his wealth; Susie Young Gates, a prominent writer and women's rights advocate; and Colonel Gale S. Halverson, a World War II pilot, the Berlin Candy Bomber, or Uncle Wiggly Wings. We are now in the southwest corner of the cemetery. Located here is a place that offers 17 diverse options for the interment of cremated remains. This area is known as the Cremation Garden. As Provo City continues to expand and grow, so increases the responsibility of the Provo City Cemetery to serve a larger population. Inversely, it gets more difficult to obtain land as the surrounding areas become more and more developed. When land was acquired for our expansion project, we needed to make the best use of the limited space that was available. The typical full-size lawn burial uses about 30 square feet. However, the square footage on average cremation interment is just over 4 square feet. Aside from the land-saving measures being used, several water-saving measures were introduced. The cremation garden was designed and filled with plants that require less water per square foot than traditional lawn turf. The stream that runs through the garden uses a recirculating water system, conserving this valuable resource. In 2021, Provo City Cemetery was presented the Outstanding Commitment to Conservation and Sustainability Award by the Utah Recreation and Parks Association for the establishment of the Cremation Garden. Now we've traveled just north of the cremation garden. On the east side of the road, you can find the main monument for the Forgotten Patients Project. Nearly 500 patients from the Utah State Hospital have been interred at Provo City Cemetery from 1885 to 1960, most of which do not have headstones. This monument was dedicated in 2018 and features the names of many Utah State Hospital patients. Additional state hospital monuments can be found at 4th West and 4th South on the cemetery grounds. The Utah State Hospital, formerly Territorial Insane Asylum in Provo, Utah, has housed and treated those considered to be mentally ill since 1885. The early stigma of mental illness often led families to grow disconnected from patients. When patients died in hospital custody and their families were unable to be reached, these patients' burials were the responsibility of the hospital. Just a bit further north up the road from the Utah State Hospital Memorial, we find ourselves at Provo City Cemetery's mausoleum. The mausoleum was completed at the end of 2019 and is currently the largest public mausoleum in Utah. The mausoleum offers a combination of crypts for caskets and niches for cremation. The footprint of the structure needed to align with our efforts towards land conservation and has done so. There are over 1,000 spaces available between both crypt and niche options. Because we've been open for over 150 years, we've had to innovate to stay up to date with today's technology, furthering your experience here at the Provo City Cemetery. In 2021, we produced a burial records lookup map using the extensive records from our burial database and geometry from our existing Provo Cemetery layout. It's fully functional and available at provo.org/cemetery map. The map helps extensively as a self-serve option for members of the public that visit the cemetery after hours or on days when the office is closed. Patrons can use the map to find locations and information of deceased loved ones and even find what cemetery plots are available for purchase. As we conclude this tour, we hope you have learned something about our cemetery. You've gotten to know about some prominent people. You've learned the history behind some notable sites, and you've learned about the cemetery's conservation efforts and diverse interment options. The Provo City Cemetery is home to thousands of memorials that offer a sustaining source of comfort for those who are still here, living on. Lives are commemorated, deaths are recorded, families are reunited, memories are made tangible, communities accord respect. Historians seek information and our heritage is thereby enriched. And the Provo City Cemetery continues to be a legacy to Provo. We continually maintain these grounds to keep these feelings of peace and comfort. We are truly best in state because we care and are part of the #1 Parks and Rec department in the nation.